All right, I'm reviewing this awesome paint mixer right here. This is what happens when you have a company that does lab-grade mixing equipment and asks the question, what else can I do with this stuff? Where else can I sell this? You end up with a beautiful, over-engineered, very awesome paint mixer, which I guess you could also use for stirring your vials of blood or lab equipment or chemistry stuff, but I don't do that. I've got a home ceramic studio, and I mix paints here. So it's got a super handy plug that is a USB plug that goes into one of these. Can't ask much easier than that, and so it also uses very little power. It's got a really tough clip right here. It's like a hair clip, but it's got a heavy-duty spring in there, so it'll hold your stuff pretty tight. This is a pretty standard example of something that can go in there, you clip it, drop it in, hold it tight, and then you can turn this knob slow or all the way up to crazy speed, which I've never really used this for anything. Which is fine. You can see it does a good job. Here's something that this is separated. This is oils and metals and things like that used to make a resist dye that it separates very, very easily, or resist glaze. That goes in there. And look at this. And I always hold it. I'll just put it in there for a little while, give it a little bit, and then take a look and see at, you can tell by the bottom, there's good light about whether or not it's still separated. So here, this one is really big around, right? This is a big, around, chunky looking thing that is bigger than it looks like it's designed for. These separate notoriously and end up getting dry and crusty. I'll add water. But look at this, so you can see it, you know, it's bigger than it's supposed to be. It's heavier than it's supposed to be. Let's see what this guy does, right? Turn up to maximum speed. Does a little bit of spinning in there, but look at that, even at maximum speed, it's starting to come a little bit out the top, but it holds it at this size, and this is a full container, so it did a really good job with that. What I most typically do is something like this, which is far bigger than it's supposed to be, and it exceeds all the sides, so I put that in there, right? So that's clearly too big, right? But check this out. And I'll only go about halfway. If I go full speed, it's fine, but it ends up making a conical thing and it spins to the top, which it doesn't really need. It doesn't help it spin, but it does all that. And then you can see that it kept the level of paint all the way up to about here as it stirred the entire thing around and didn't come out, didn't have any problems at all. So I use this thing all the time. I love it. It's part of the fun part of the paint setup in my home crafting studio. And if you need precise mixing of paints, this is great. If you mix a lot of paints, like if you've got a ridiculously busy miniature model painting thing and you've got dozens and dozens or hundreds of colors and you end up needing to just mix all of them, which is annoying, when you're between things, put it in here, mix it for a little bit, and it'll be fine to go. It does a really good job. If you've got other things where precision is important, like for some of these paints, if I don't mix them well, they get little crusty bits in the lids, as you can see, and so those will end up dropping in, and when I mix colors or water them down a lot for different watercolor effects, it'll cause problems. But with this, it is a super smooth product every single time. I love the thing. It has some little warnings about don't mix more than 10 in a row or whatever for periods. I've never bothered, I've never measured, and this thing has never felt warm. I think this is far more robust than the warnings would even allow it to be, especially because it's designed by lab equipment people. Hope that helps. Have a wonderful day.